Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me again today, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. As you can see my guitar, or this guitar that I have here borrowed from Bolt Guitars UK, the latest sponsor, they're not really a sponsor, of this channel, but when I went to pick up the guitar, they gave me this pack of strings, and all the videos that I've been doing have been with old strings, so I don't know how old these strings really are, but looking at the rust that I've gathered at the top, on the lower strings, it seems quite old, so it's my fault really. So if you ever thought, that guitar sounds like it has old strings, it could be that. You know that strings cause a lot of tuning issues as well as the time goes on, so although I don't change strings very frequently because it can get pretty expensive if you're not getting any money from playing, it is important to keep that in mind, you know, the more you play, the more you'll ding your strings and you'll get like these lumps in them and will create issues for tuning stability and intonation and buzzing and all sorts of things. So all in all, it's always a good idea to change your strings fairly regularly. Why am I changing the strings and why am I showing this to you? Because this guitar has the insides, not unique, but they have pretty bold claims of Alnico pickups and full-size pots and all those things. So I'm trying to see if that's accurate. So since I'm going to change the strings, I'm going to take the electronics out, right? And see where they go. So for a start, let's see if these tuners are locking. I don't think they are. They don't need to be. It's not a requirement for quality tuners, but let's see. I even have a string winder, but as usually, whenever I need something, I can't really find it. So at the moment I'm using this cutting pliers. So here you go. I don't particularly like changing strings, it's always a bit of a faff, but needs must, right? And these ones, no, it's not locking tuners. So they don't claim to be locking tuners, or I don't think so. So there's no sort of discovery there. I could have just read the specs, but I was just curious, without reading the specs, if they are actual locking tuners. So let's take this off, because I already made a video about the sound of the guitar and like how it's sort of pre-finished. The nut and the saddles are like already set up properly, so you don't need to worry as much about that. Obviously, the goal I think is to learn something when assembling this sort of kit. Although this kit is pretty unique in its own right, but yeah, like the fret ends and everything is really smooth. So let's push the strings through the back here, which allows us to have a better look at the bridge as well and the knobs. This is a new setup that I'm trying as well today. I'm using OBS, which is the streaming software on Mac and on Windows as well. So this is the guitar is on the webcam, and I'm on the phone camera because I don't have proper. Well, I have a proper camera, but I haven't set it up properly. So how am I gonna put this through here? Oh, I hate when this happens. When the ball end of the string gets stuck. Where is it stuck? Why is it stuck? Ah, okay. It's unstuck. I use these sort of small screwdrivers for this sort of work. Okay, so first let's start by disassembling a toilet roll. I know, very professional. I should have a cloth here somewhere, but I don't. So I'm using toilet roll that I had at hand because I've been snotty all week. So that's what I have here. So let's see under the pickguard first. I bought this kit from China. It's like a little toolkit from Timo. And it comes with this screwdriver that is really handy. It's not the best, because the handle is not quite big enough. But some of you might think as well that Telecaster neck bridge pickups don't need a screw adjustment, or if they have, can be underneath the pickguard, because that's how the vintage ones were. But I actually like this because depending on your strings, on your preference, on a few different things, I like adjusting. Sometimes you might want just more of a vintage sound, so you can really lower the pickup like I've done here. If you want a hotter sound, you can get it closer. If it's too close, it will also affect the intonation, so it can be adjusted, all that sort of thing. So if you pull the I'm strong to go up on the pickup cavity, because the pickup cavity is for a single coil, and the neck is to basically this lip here, right? This lip here is holding the pickguard in place. So I'll have to take the neck off, which allow me to show you the engraved backplate, which I think is cool. This almost feels like it's glued in, but it isn't. Okay? So you can see the neck, flame maple neck here, comes off. We have a body that now hopefully will allow me to show the back of the pickup. No, don't allow me to show the back of the pickup. I just want to see the back of the pickup to see if you can see the magnets. Just to show basically that's not a ceramic magnet. Okay, so wait, sorry, I was wrong. These are pickup screws. Did they just have a lip? Could it be that the pickguard is not countersunk and that's what's causing the issue? If that's the case, I can countersink it, or anyone can really. Yeah, you see, everything else, all the other holes are countersunk except these ones, which means that the pickups, the screws are a bit higher. But if you countersink it this close to the pickup hole itself, it's not a major difference, but can you tell that this, so this is the one that I was messing about with the screwdriver. This is the other one. So this is taller of scratch plate than this one. Let's see the progress. So if I don't focus on my face. I know my beautiful face is very distracting, but you see the one on your left, right is taller than the other one. One is taller than the other one, right? So it worked. It worked, right? I think it did. So can I do the other one? Now we see, I'll show you here because the focus here is both much flatter. Before they were like this and now they're like this. Okay. So there's something. And this is a kit. It's, you know, it's not the end of the world because you're already sort of doing things to fix and to change and to adapt. So maybe for many people it won't be a problem, but because I like it that way, I want to adjust it. So you can see here now, see, Alnico pickup, everything seems to be as it's meant to be, like CTS spots, right? It's like a Grimsby freeway selector. It's doing my head in. The clothed wire, is that what you call it? The cavity, it's like this, and it has the jack here. Well, if you've unscrewed everything, let's just try to unscrew the jack as well. Input, output jack. Has all the parts that requires. Ah, cool. Ah, this is cool though. Like, you should know how you sometimes have to have like a different part here at the top to hold this thing here. This one screws onto the jack itself, so you don't need an extra thing, because once this is screwed, just put it in there and just same, and it's screwed to the sides. And Bob's your uncle. Okay. Alright, so as you could see, the bridge. I think there is a lightning bolt under the bridge pickup. And one thing I like about this finish, the finish that they use on these guitars, is it's really organic. It doesn't feel plastic at all, which I find cool, you know. It fits the image. Aha! Here we go. You see? Brass, I think, with a lightning bolt. So they ordered this pickup specific to them. This is not a pickup that is being made by anyone else, or just a plate, but I think it's the pickup. Again, seems quality. There is wood underneath there. There's no shielding, and I think it could do with a bit of shielding because I've had some noise when playing live, so maybe a bit of shielding wouldn't go amiss here. But a lot of guitars, a lot of good guitars, let's say, don't have shielding paint or shielding tape. But you know, snails tape, I think that's what it's called. It's that coppery leaf tape, and you can do that yourself, and we can do that ourselves. I'm not doing it now because I do think I have that sort of tape somewhere, but as per usual, I don't know where it is. Why didn't they just like made a bigger cavity here? I don't understand. Why not like a P90 or like a humbucker size that you could put, or a P90 width with the humbucker size length, just because it will make everything much easier. Think about buying parts from places on the internet and hoping that they match. Is this that with this one you know that it matches perfectly. It's amazing. It's like it could be a glue joint here. I think I never did a glue joint, but that's the feeling that I get. It's that it's like really spot on. I haven't strung this, but the effect that I wanted of the things that I wanted to show you is done. I'll string this later, but as you can tell, high quality hardware, high quality pickups, things are adjustable, things are tweakable, but the bones of this guitar really are really good. You know, I went to Halo Guitars just to check how much will be something like this from them, and it's like £3,000. You know, you can always say, oh, if you go to Sir or to Keys or to any of those places, it's a lot of more money, and this is like £400 for a guitar that is like a custom thing. But I really like it. It's like, it's unique in its own way. It's a proper brand. It's not just something that you assemble. But and like for this model in particular, look at this flame. Look at that flame on camera. You know, it's not always going to be like that alive as you look at it, but it depends on the angle that you put it through. But so many other guitars, you can move it about as much as you want, and you're never going to get this nice flame. So really impressive stuff. Again, both guitars, I have a discount code, and I'm gonna try to restring this now and play it to you a little bit. See you later. I did restring the guitar. I managed to do it. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of these sort of tuners that are neither modern locking tuners nor vintage with the slots at the top. I find it all a bit of a faff, and this string tree looks really cool, but it has to be in a specific way in order to hold the E, otherwise the heat tends to bounce off. So again, I didn't assemble this guitar, so I don't know if this is how it's meant to be. Personally, if it was me, I would just have either vintage tuners with a open slot at the top or locking ones. But especially, I'll probably go for locking, given that the whole look of this guitar is a bit more modern, really. It's a bit more contemporary. So that's the only thing really that I have to say. The neck wasn't quite right. When I put it back on, I didn't, it wasn't straight, and I can only see that once the strings are on. I could see that there was a bit more space here on the treble side than on the bass side, but it was easy to fix. It's just unscrew the the back a little bit, adjust the neck, and then put it back on. As you saw, I did it in a very unprofessional way. I also have different clothes because I've been out in the meantime and everything, so my day has been crazy busy. So that's it. As you could see, it's a guitar that has really good components, really great hardware. It's prepared for you really well, and the end result can be astounding, awesome, amazing. All the great adjectives that start with the letter A. And I'll just play a little bit for you, just to show you how is it sounding now. I think the strings will make a massive difference. And I think all the kits come with Ernie Ball sneaky strings, real ones that don't break at the ball end like the ones that I bought on eBay a while ago. So here we go, just playing this out for you. show that it works well from chords in the back to solos, whatever that was at the back end. It really, the more I play this guitar, the more I am impressed with it. I must admit, it has won me over time, and more I think it's a bargain rather than expensive kit. It's a bargain guitar overall rather than it's an expensive kit for the guitar that it is. But you can call me biased because I spoke with the guys and they have this guitar on loan. I don't even have an affiliate link as of yet. I did ask. I want to make money out of these things. I want to make videos and get paid for it, but I'm not good enough. And so things. I have an affiliate link now for a guitar shop in Glasgow. I think it's Jim Ramsey is the name that runs it. He's really active on Facebook, and a referral for Pick Up Music. If enough people activate it, I get free lessons. So if you want to help me out, that's the way to do it. I'll try to get like other links like Toman and Guitar Center and other places in due time, because I do want to make money off this. I don't want just to spend money here. If I could do this instead of something else, that will be perfect. If not, it's also fun to share my ideas. Hopefully this gives you a bit more insights into these guitars, into what's inside of them, and helps you make a decision if either you want it or not. Thank you so much. My name has been Raphael. Until next time, take care.